Well, good Sunday evening. Welcome to ATI Pro Media. I hope you guys can hear me okay. I'm doing this solo, which is fine with me. It's Sunday night, and during the summer, I wanted to start going live on Sunday nights, giving you a little market update, kind of a little more relaxed. Want to look at the charts, maybe give away a flag, tell you about ATI Pro Media. We have a couple announcements, a couple meetings coming up. We're going to have a meeting at corporate office. We have a new partnership, a new way you can watch us. And with that, this is ATI Pro Media. We're powered by Advanced Trading. Well, if you're out there and you want to ask us a question, go ahead and jump on X or YouTube or whatever and send us a question. If I have friends or family who are listening, give me the thumbs up. Someone send me a text to my phone and say, you know what, we can hear you just okay. With that, let's get in the show. All right, we have a couple questions, comments. Audio's good. That's good. Thanks, Mr. Rick. Hey, first question. This is actually from me from my other podcast. Who out there still needs to plant corn? If you're out there, who needs to plant corn? That's Agbo Media. That's my personal podcast trying to ask you all a question. Well, as we get into the markets tonight, Brady Huck says, sounds good, TG. Mr. Rick back. Good to hear Rick coming back. Producer Rick back on the show tomorrow. We got some announcements. Let's get into the good stuff here. We're going to have a meeting at the corporate office. ATI Pro Media are invited live to a taping of ATI Pro Media Thursday, June 13th, 2024, starting at 8:30. This is like Connor Bridgman Customer Appreciation Day. Connor's a broker just about an hour south of Bloomington, Illinois. I'll be down there. Connor will be down there. Brady Huck will be calling in on the bat phone that looks like this. Oh, Brady Huck will be calling in from Dodge City, Kansas. And we have that feature to call in night. Maybe Brady will call in tonight. Wouldn't that be great? Brady, you could call my cell phone. I can get you on the show. It is hard doing a solo show, but I'm not scared. With that, we do have a really special announcement. You're all invited to, when I say you all, we have 10 spots left. You're all invited. No, we have 10 spots, 9 now. Someone else called this weekend, but we have 9 spots left for this show down at Bloomington Corporate. We're going to tape ATI Pro Media Live. We're going to do a roundtable. We're going to have some of our best in corporate office. You're going to get to walk around the office. You're going to get to see the Farmer Marketing Group. Dave Fogel will show you that. We're going to go over to commercial department, and you'll see how those guys hedge and manage risk of tens of millions of bushels. Interesting night in the markets already. Let's take a little walk down LaSalle Street. What do you say? All right, let's quote them up, boys and girls, looking at the markets tonight. All right, here's the markets. July corn down a half. Soybeans. July soybeans down 6 3/4. They were up just a little bit ago. No, beans down 4. Wheat doing wheat things. Board of Trade up 5. KC up 6. Spring wheat up 5. They were up a little more. Of course, as you know, meats are closed. Let's look at LaSalle, Wall Street. Gold up, silver up. Interest rates moderate. Interest rates going a little lower tonight. That means the bond market's up. Crude oil's down 10 cents. There was some chatter out of OPEC. Natural gas up pretty good, up at 3%. Dow Jones up 90. NASDAQ up 40. And the S&P's up 12. Bitcoin doing not much, up 100. You're seeing a little selling in the meal and the oil that going back to LaSalle Street there. I have to move those quotes up. Copper up a little. A lot of green on the screen when it comes to LaSalle Street. Hey, real quick, grains opened a little lower and then popped, and then corn and beans immediately turned around. We'll look at the charts here in a second. But wheat doing wheat things. And that's what wheat does. If someone calls in, maybe Brady or Connor, one of those guys will call in. We'll do a little bear bull debate. I love doing this where we talk about what's bullish, what's bearish, and have the conversation. So questions, comments, throw them up on the line. We'll get to them. And with that, all right, special announcement. Sunday night, happy June 2nd, 2024. We have some news. Not only will you be able to watch us on YouTube, and you could watch the replay, but we have a couple other places you're going to be able to see us. Let me see if I have a little video of that. I think I do. Where did I put that video? Oh, it's here. All right. This is Gina G, my wife, telling you all the places you can watch us.
Thanks for joining us. If you'd like to watch more episodes, you can find us on YouTube, Acres TV, or you can listen to us on Apple or Spotify.
All right. You can watch us on YouTube. We are now on Acres TV. That's the big announcement, folks. We partnered up with the good folks over there. So many of you know the brand Ag PhD. You can catch a lot of content. What is Acres TV? Well, first of all, it's free, so that should make you all excited. You don't have to pay to be on Acres TV. You just put your email in and get a username and password, and you're good to go. Who are we? Agriculture is the most important industry in the world, and Acres TV is committed to advancing the next generation of agriculture education. Acres TV presents insightful perspectives from farmers, research, and industry leaders. What is Acres TV? The best way I could explain it, it's like the Netflix of ag. You can just go there and get all types of yummy stuff, agronomy, a lot of neat thing there. A lot of neat things there. So advanced trading's linked on Acres TV. If you hit and search ATI ProMedia, the coolest thing about Acres TV is it's so many people use YouTube, but there's other people moving away from YouTube. And if you look over here, you can get it on your Android, Chromecast, Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, iPad, iPhone, and smart TV. So anywhere you can download or any of these streaming TVs or devices that you have an app, you can just search Acres TV, download it, and it's free. All right, market's probably not making folks too happy. What the pattern has been is to open up, trade up at night, and stay up most of the night. And then sometimes we go up a lot when Europe opens. There's obviously problems in the Black Sea, Ukraine, Russia, all those areas having troubles with weather. Probably won't be the world's longest broadcast tonight because kind of a nothing burger. When you look at corn, let's look at July corn. Tight range. The high in July corn, 447. The low, 445 and a quarter. Very tight range. Beans, a little bigger range. The most beans were up, not much. July beans were only up a half at 1205 and a half, and now they are down 6, went down to 1197, but a little bigger range. And wheat, you could have bought wheat a little lower in the Board of Trade in KC, and then it shot up quickly. But wheat's doing wheat things. Wheat has a different story. If you look at wheat, and we'll go look at charts here in a little bit, but when you look at wheat, it's just not. It's if wheat wasn't up $1.50 in the last 6 weeks, I'm afraid to tell you all where corn might be. All right. Oh, good. Seeing some question come in. This makes me happy. Okay. And we'll get to those in a little bit. First of all, let's look at the charts a little bit. So we know the quotes. We know corn's down, beans are down, wheat's up, outside markets are up. Speaking of outside markets, monster rally in the Dow Jones towards the end of Friday. I looked down at my phone. Dow Jones was up 200, closed up like 500. And that's up another 100 tonight. A real monster night there in the Dow Jones. All right. Let's dive into the charts, all right? Let's start in the beginning. Corn, in particular, July corn. Remember I said this wasn't very impressive? This is a daily chart, and just as a reminder, folks, the green line is your 100-day average, and your red line is your 200-day average. Folks were really excited about July corn, but when you look at it here, this is with as much as some of the wheats have a 7 in front of them, right? KC wheat 718, Board of Trade wheat upper 6s. But when you look at corn, it is just not acting well at all. We've went as high as up to 472, and we're coming off those lows of where we were here a little bit ago. We were around, call it 430. So we went from 430 to 470. We might have been a little higher there for a touch here. I mean, it's just not good. Corn is not acting well. And why is that? Connor B says he won't be on the show. He's wrapping up a 2-year-old's birthday party. I wish I was there. All right, save me a piece of cake. Corn's not acting well because we have too much corn. Could it be that simple? I guess it is. I'm not trying to be sarcastic or a jerk, but we have too much corn. We have too much old crop corn. There's a lot of potential for new crop. There's problems out there, again, in corn land. Just had a friend drive from North Dakota all the way around here to Valparaiso, Indiana, and he said, wow, was there a lot of standing water? Came down through Sioux Falls, Sioux City, get over to Omaha, take a left, and head all the way across the state of Iowa. And the one thing he said when he got to my house was, there's a lot of standing water on corn in Iowa. We'll see how that goes. We know there's still crops out there to plant. It's going to be very interesting. Tomorrow we have crop progress, and we have for the first time, I think this year, conditions. The USDA at 3 o'clock will give us condition ratings. Again, folks who subscribe to premium will break down those condition ratings for you. All right, corn's not looking that great. That is front month July corn. That is your old crop corn. Let's look at Dees and see if we have much of a better story. That's even uglier than the July corn. Looking at Dees corn here, these are, we've traded corn with an 8, a 7, a 6, a 5, and the fact Dees corn gets to 490, people weren't too excited to sell it up there or hedge it up there, protect it up there. All of a sudden, we're 467, and you say, what was I thinking? I should have been more aggressive over there. All I can tell you about corn is anytime we go on these major bull runs where we're at much higher prices, like if we look at a monthly, I'm switching from weekly to monthly, we've had some great prices here. And now I'm going to go to the most active corn. Sorry, butchering the charts here. Going to corn, the most active. This is a monthly chart. It says KC wheat. It's not KC wheat. That's operator error there. Hold on. But Board of Trade corn was all the way up here, and then it comes down here. It just doesn't feel good. This is here we go. Bye-bye. That was my mistake. This is corn. This is a monthly, and it was at much higher prices. We're trending lower. You look at a weekly, we're trending lower. You look at a daily, and we had a nice run up, and we're coming off. All right, so corn's got corn problems. There's moisture. There's very little drought in America. There's flooding, too, and I don't know how that's going to pan out. If you're out there, if you want to be all bullish because there's no drought, I'd like to hear about it. Heck, you could even call me. If you have my cell phone, I'll let you on the show. And if you're out there, if you're a coworker of mine, feel free to call my cell phone. I would love to know who is confident enough to call my cell phone and jump on the show live. All right, this is not alcohol. This is Waterloo, sparkling water, peach Waterloo here tonight in the show. Not supposed to drink bubbles when you talk on the microphone because all of a sudden you'll be belching up bubbles, but we feel crazy tonight. We're doing the bubbles. Real quick, I'm in a good mood. Love to give away a flag. Let's talk about that a little bit. We got all types of yummies to give away here. If you love America, regardless of your political association, affiliation, whatever your beliefs are, I'll give you a flag. So giving away 2 American flags tonight. How do you get your flag? You say, Tommy, I want a flag. Here's what you got to do. You got to call us 1-855-737-FARM or email us info@atipromedia.com. Giving away 2 flags tonight. Gave away 2 the other night. I do have a buddy up in North Dakota who I owe a couple flags to. I'll get those to him. He probably thinks I forgot about him, but we don't forget. We got a stack of about 50 flags here. We want to give them away. Going to be a wild time. What's going to happen here in politics and everything else here in America. It's going to be wild. And to be continued. We're about 160 days away from the election. We won't talk election tonight. You can watch the mainstream news for that. We're going to talk grains, look at the charts, beans on the low. China opens at 8 o'clock here, and be interesting to see what happens with that. Okay, let's move it over. We looked at corn. Let's look at beans, see if we can see anything there. These are daily beans. Again, green line being the 100-day moving average, red line being the 200. And we're below both of them and trending down. Beans on the low. July beans down 8.5, 9 cents right now. Let's look at no beans, see if they look any better. Not really. Again, we were at these levels. Seems like anytime beans get a 12.25, they do it. They rally explosively, and then they break, and they rally, and they break, and there's just a lot of moisture out there. If I don't have it loaded up, but if we looked at a drought monitor map, that whole state of Iowa that was in a drought, when this map comes out next Thursday, there'll be so little drought in America. Do I believe we could be losing crop and yield to too much moisture? Yes, but you can't kill all the crop on June 1st and 2nd. April showers bring May flowers. It rained a lot in May. It was supposed to do that in April, and you're supposed to get the crop planted in May. There is going to be some PP in parts where they had started planting in April and looked like they'd be done 4 days later, and they still have a bunch more to do. Remember in April when people were comparing 2024 to the big drought at 12? Well, that ain't happening. So To be continued, as I often say and will continue to say, Mother Nature is large and in charge. All right, with that, soybeans. This is a daily soybean chart looking tough here in Nove. Let's see if July looks any different. No, below the red line, 200-day, below the green line, the 100-day. All right, if you want the good stuff, show them the good stuff, Tommy G. That would be the wheat market, folks. Totally, totally different story. Starting here with a border trade. This is July wheat. We've really come a long way since this April 15th timeframe up to here. It feels like we broke a bunch, but not really in the big scheme. The trend is still up. We're above the 100, above the 200. We can say with confidence that wheat is in an uptrend. Could it have a healthy pullback? Yes. Are corn and beans not acting well? Yes. Did wheat do everything in its power to drag those two up? It did. But if you want to be long wheat, be long wheat. And you can't buy your wheat in the corn pit, and you can't buy your wheat in the bean pit. My wife is texting me Instagram messages like I have nothing else going on right now. We're going to have a talking to her. Speaking of talking, I like doing these. I think Sunday night's a good night to go live. There's about 250 of you out there right now watching, listening. Thank you. We're open for questions, comments. Please keep it PG-13. Be polite. You don't have to be polite, but I won't read your question or take your call. With that, border trade wheat is trending up above the 200 and 100. Let's look at KC. Not a bad looking chart at all. So KC wheat, same thing above. Minneapolis wheat, doing Minneapolis wheat things, not going up quite as much. But again, there's not a problem here with the quality of wheat in Minneapolis. This is a Russia-Ukraine thing, keeping all eyes on South American weather. I think one thing, if you said, hey, what's going on in South America? I know they were having a problem. Yeah, they were having a problem, but there was enough of South America not having a problem. And we popped up some charts last week of just how much, it was on a ATI ProMedia Premium, Justin Nader from Michigan. I mean, he popped up a chart of just how much South America's planting since the 2000s, and they're just burying us. I mean, we're going to have a hard time getting 90 million acres of corn planted, and South America is just putting it in the ground, finding more ground, continuing to expand, and they're trying to hurt us in ag. All right, I won't talk cattle and feeders because Brady's not here, but I will talk outside markets. We really had to keep an eye on that Dow Jones. This is, again, folks, is a daily Dow Jones. We keep flirting with this 38,000 level, and we bounced off that 30. I said on either a live stream or a premium, we better watch that 38,000 level. If we go below there, it could be ugly. And boy, did it bounce really hard. 400 or 500 point rally on Friday, another 100 tonight. And, the economy's pretty good. There's traffic everywhere. There's lines. There's still a lot of restaurants looking for help. There's a lot of people saying, oh, the economy's horrible. I don't know what America you live in. If you need a job, you can get a job. A horrible economy to me is when you want a job and you're willing to work and you can't get one. That's a problem. Is inflation higher than we'd like? Yeah. Do things cost more than we'd like? Yeah. Is health insurance and all insurances across the board cost more? Yeah. But if you want to work hard and you have an entrepreneurial spirit, or you're educated, or you're just a doggone hard worker, whether you have a shovel in your hand or a pencil in your hand, you can find a job in America. So the stock market doing okay. Biggest thing I see on my radar that should be concerning people is this bond market. Looking at the bonds, when the bond market's going down, interest rates are going up. The bond market broke a lot here last few months. See this downtrend. This means interest rates are going up. This was right around Christmas, and the 10-year yield was at really low levels, and it was at 3.85, and then it's went all the way up to 465, 470. All right. So interest rates are on the rise, and that's a problem. We have an election, not a political. We have a United States presidential election here in about 160 days. That's going to affect things. President Trump was convicted last week. That sure made for a wild news night. We went live that night. That was interesting. And, it's not going to, it's not going to stop. I got to tell my beautiful bride to not send me pictures and memes and everything else here while I'm working. But bless her heart, God knows what she's doing, that she thinks I'm just hanging out, waiting for her next text. So, all right, with that, questions, comments, let's get into them. Again, if you're out there, send me an email, info@ATI ProMedia. If you ever want to chat and you don't want to do it in a public forum, I understand, info@ATI ProMedia. If you want a free flag, we'd love to give you one. Give us a call, 1-855-737-FARM. That is the number to ATI ProMedia. Before we answer questions, we want to tell you about premium subscription. Of course, we do our live stream every day at 9, but we also have a premium service where we do videos. You get a morning email at 5:30. You get 6 videos a week, get some other research, and you get text on actual days. When something big happens in the markets, or if we're doing a special private broadcast just for members, we send you a text. And, of course, you always are able to chat. This is what you get with ATI Pro Media Premium Edition. Welcome to ATI Pro Media, powered by Advanced Trading. We're a financial channel that loves agriculture. For just $1 a day, you'll receive advanced trading research, actionable text, and a minimum of 6 videos a week featuring industry experts and insight. Click the button below to subscribe today. All right, how do you subscribe to ATI Pro Media? You go to www.atipromedia.com. You hit subscribe. I just helped someone do it yesterday. My father, Paul, joined ATI Pro Media. Had to charge the old guy. There's no free ride. Sometimes free is too expensive. So we love you all, but $1 a day, I think you can afford it. I did have one guy call and say he couldn't afford the $1 a day, but then I think he was kidding because he signed up too. So do that if you want to subscribe to that educational service. We're having a lot of fun. We have a new guy on tomorrow. I'll give you a little heads up. I think he's going to be on the live show, but he'll be on the recorded shows too. But we have a in-house weatherman who's going to be helping us here with the broadcast. So that's going to be a lot of fun. All right, China's open, folks. Let's take one more look down LaSalle Street before we get to questions. July corn's down 3/4. July beans down 8.5 on the low. No beans down 5. Wheat doing wheat things. Board of Trade wheat up 5. KC wheat up 8. Hard red spring up 3/4. Moving over LaSalle Street. Green on the screen across there. Every single financial market up. Gold, silver, 2-year, 10-year, 5-year, 30-year. Crude oil up. Natural gas, Dow Jones, NASDAQ, S&P, micro, Bitcoin up, up, and up. Copper up. Green on the screen when it comes to financials. Remember when I say the bond market's up? That means yields are actually going lower. All right, with that, we have some questions, some comments. I see you're lighting up the lines here. I'm going to go after this question first. I think I understand it. The question is this. What made limits change? And I think when he's saying limits, like limit up or limit down in corn, wheat, and beans, is that every quarter, I believe, the CME looks at the price of the market and refigures its risk here. And if that's what you're saying by limit, Nathan, limit up in Board of Trade wheat, KC wheat in Minneapolis is now 40 cents, which we've been hitting. And in a few months, you'll see that they raise limits again. Corns have a much lower limit. So 446 is, is corn unchanged. And what limit up in corn would be 476. So a tighter limit here as we come into the months. Markets are making new lows as we speak. And it's going to be an interesting day tomorrow. Interesting how they perceive these range. Okay, Nate, if that's what you meant, hope we answered the question, but if it's not what we meant, shoot me another one. All right, Dad family, North Central. I don't know. They're talking about who doesn't have corn planted, right? So the original question was this: who still needs to plant corn? And he's saying North Central. I would love to know the state, but I got a good idea which state it is. All right, Sean Tucker. Hey, Sean. Finally planted again. 260 acres of beans, and came another 1.3 inches rain. Waiting for more rain west to Kentucky. Wet season, but not like 2013 was so much wetter. So sound like it'll be a hot one for a while. Now Kentucky, they can go from a drought to a flood to a this to a that. They can really have a good crop and then lose it quickly. I've seen a lot of variability down there in Kentucky. Hey, Sean, fact check me, but didn't Kentucky have like a record crop last year? Didn't you guys just kill it? I mean, you guys made a lot of bourbon with that corn. So, boy, there was some pretty corn in the fringe acres last year. And if you want to know how we ended up with too much corn, blame those fringe acres. All right, my buddy Luke. Hey, Luke, good news. The ATI Pro Media Cups just showed up yesterday. And the ATI Pro Media sweatshirts are they'll be in stock here in a week. So thanks for being a paid subscriber, and you won those. You were one. Luke was one of the first guys to start chatting with us here on the live stream. All right, I have a feeling we may see a surprise on planted cotton acres on June 28th. Oh, Luke giving us a little inside information. Locally, a lot of acres out from deer damage and many more drowned out. From what I know from Luke, the deer eat everything down there. Extreme weather in cotton country and price influence. Well, Luke, a little color on that. When I think of cotton, I think of the world markets, and it's a big market, and we do grow cotton in in America, and but it's a world market. All right, Tony G, longtime listener, first time caller. Percent chance you think the highs are in for the year on commodities? I think 65%. Well, uh, first of all, Tony, let's be specific. Do you mean grain commodities or other commodities? The metals have been extremely volatile. We had a huge spike up in copper, a huge spike up in gold. We're having some crazy stuff happen in cocoa. You all know what happened in chocolate, cocoa, chocolate, coffee. That's what I'm trying to say. Sugar was up a lot and came off. I think there's a good chance that our highs are in for quite a while here in the grains. We've had a nice spike up. But wheat's not that far from taking out this highs. I mean, if wheat goes up 20, 30 cents tomorrow and up again, it's at a new level. But the corn chart looks horrible. The bean chart doesn't look that great. Wheat chart still looks decent. But when you look at these corn, it's not looking good. And when I look at corn, folks, and we can, if there's a bunch of you on here, 325 now. Well, let's go look at all the years, all right? So I have time tonight and go look at D's 24, D's 25, D's 26, D's 27. If you think this corn market's so bullish, you're going to be shocked when you see those prices. Lead Farms asking, when's a good time to buy puts? I love buying puts on up days. We've had a lot of up days to do that. You've had time to make sales. You probably don't like some of the prices because you're so much used to selling at better prices. But the best thing for Lead Farms is that I think your crops went in timely. I've been watching Lead Farms. If you don't know, folks, is Cale Carlson, and he's very active on YouTube and social media. And his daughter is Laura Farms, and she's very active on social media and YouTube. So I've watched them plant their crops, and they have the blessing of irrigation. And I think, Cale, correct me if I'm wrong, you've had a lot of natural rains. So the state of Nebraska has had a lot of natural rains. That'll really give you guys a head start. All right, Sean Tucker back. I asked him a question. Didn't Kentucky have a record yield? And he said the answer is yes, 200 plus. Thanks, Sean. Nathan Lear. Yes, exactly what I meant. Great explanation. Nathan was asking about why and when did the limits change, and I was explaining that to him. All right, Lead Farms, back at it again. What farm show will you be at this year? Thanks for asking. Some breaking news. We will be speaking at Ag PhD. So Ag PhD Farm Show, that's around July 25th. We'll be there. We'll be speaking. We'll be going live from ATI Pro Media. It might be in a cornfield, but we're going to go live. So we'll be at Ag PhD. We're going to be at the Farm Progress Show. My business partner, Dave Lechtenberg, recently opened an office in Ames, Iowa. So we're going to be out at the Farm Progress Show the whole time. We're going to be live streaming from one of our partners' booths. We won't have a booth, but we're going to partner with some other people. We're going to be live streaming a couple times a day from the Farm Progress Show. We'll be taking clients out to dinner, and we don't have to drive far because we have a place to stay right there in Ames. So we're pretty pumped about that. Going to be signing people up for new accounts. We have a whole group of Iowa accounts that, as prices stay lower, unfortunately, this is awkward to say. When prices are high, people don't sign up for accounts and ask for help. But as the market goes down, they say, hey, advanced trading, I need your help. I think, it'd be nice to work with you. But that's how it goes. Like we always say, you never go to the doctor to tell them you feel good. You go to the doctor to tell them you're having chest pains. Corn keeps going down. We're going to be at that chest pain price level. All right, Tony G, here to insult me. Yes, grain, silly. Tony asked, did I think the highs were in for commodities? I could tell you this much. Without getting all flat price on you, if the highs aren't in, okay, Tony, and you say, my name's Tony and I'm really bullish corn. All right, Tony, bullish corn. And corn is trading, D's corn's trading 467. You say, my name's Tony and I'm really bullish corn. A D's $5 call. I'm gonna show you something here real quick. A D's $5 call is so affordable and it'll blow your mind. Let me just pull up D's $5 calls to the stage here. See if I can find them here on my quote board. Here it is right here. Ready? All right. So let's just talk options. Let's just pretend I'm the dumbest guy in the world. Not hard to pretend that, right? These $5 calls cost 19 cents. So you could own corn from 5 to infinite. Do we think the market can go higher? I think we had some old timer call in the office today. He said we were idiots and corn's going a lot higher. All right. These $6 calls, 4 3/4. Let's go back to our friend Lead Farm. He says now a good time to buy puts. Well, those aren't that expensive. D's 450 put, 21.5 cents. Could corn go a lot lower? Does anyone think corn could go a lot lower? So we looked at the 550 calls or $6 calls. How about a D's $4 put? People are willing to pay 5.5 cents to own corn from 4 down to 0. And as you know, in what you saw in the crude oil market, markets can go even lower than that. So that's what an option costs right now on the extremes. D's $4 puts, 5 cents. I bet you a D's 550 corn call is extremely affordable. When I say affordable, you know what you get, right? You spend 9.25 cents and you own D's corn from 550 to infinite. Does not seem like options are very expensive. That's my own personal opinion. I've traded options a long time, and that doesn't seem too like too much to pay. So what that means is volatility in corn is very low. Some people would say, oh, volatility made recent highs. Yeah, a few weeks ago, volatility increased, but volatility 6 weeks before that was at multi-year lows. So volatility in corn went from multi-year lows to new yearly highs, but it's since come off and is pretty affordable. Volatility right now in beans, as beans are down 11, is getting crushed. It is not that expensive to own upside. Now, if you look at wheat options, that might be a different story. Of course, folks, we're talking futures and options and all that are good jazz. You got to remember, futures and options have risk. Everything has risk, though, right? Drive to Chicago and tell me that doesn't have risk, but futures and options have risk. And make sure you either are a professional, you're working with a professional, or you've had professional advice. The reason we like options is if you sell grain and you go buy one of those calls, you have that sale and you know what you spent to own that upside back. That's why we like options advanced trading. Also, if you have ever traded futures and you're a commodity broker, if you've ever had everyone wrong, it's a really horrible feeling. And when you trade futures and you have everyone right, it's a wonderful feeling. I can tell you this with futures with 100% certainty. If you buy one corn and it goes up a penny, you'll make $50. Now, I don't know what you're paying in commission or anything else. That's up to you. But just guy like me owns a seat at the board of trade and really doesn't pay commission. If you buy a corn and make a penny or a bean or a wheat, you'll make 50. Did I say 50 cents? I meant $50. Buy one, make 1 penny, $50. $12.50 a quarter cent. Options, sometimes volatility is low, high, you run out of time. One of the specials we did last week on ATI ProMedia Premium Edition is getting out to January options because we want to get through that election time frame. If you didn't see that video or you haven't signed up yet, if you sign up, I can get you any of those previous videos we've done. All right, we have some more questions. Love that you guys are lighting up the question board. I've never seen this many, and I'm doing it solo. So let me see here. All right, Lead Farms coming back on a follow-up. I said, things look doggone good in Nebraska. You've had a lot of natural rains. And Kale said, looks good in Nebraska. If you don't know who Kale is, he's a premium contributor here. We go to individual states. We go to Kale in Nebraska. We go to Brad Downey in Indiana. We're looking for a contributor in Iowa. We'll get them one by one. Show's growing. It's a process. All right, Luke. I spoke to one of the big-time operators last night. Around 900 acres of cotton planted at the end of April, drowned out, 300 already being grazed heavily, a menace multiplied by new home construction. Luke's in one of those areas where they'd rather build a nice home than have a nice field. And I understand that's frustrating. That's happening to a lot of people here in America. And that is why Central America's kicking our butt in production agriculture, is they are really into production agriculture, and they have lots more rainforest and lots more untouched ground that they can get at. All right. Well, Dodd Family Farms, coming back from a previous thing where they had said, Dodd had said North Central. I'm like, all right, I think he means North Central Iowa, but let's look at what Dodd Farm said. North Central Iowa farmers are planting in less than optional conditions if they can plant at all. Areas received 7 to 11 inches of rain in 24 hours 10 days ago and continue to rain every couple days. There is no doubt in my mind that there is way too much rain in some places. But my question is, and I'm asking, and long time listener, first time caller, Tom Grisafi, long time listener, first time caller. If all the crops are getting screwed up from the rain, why the heck are beans on the low, down 11? Why is corn down a half cent? Why is wheat pulling back? I don't know the answer. Is this something that you think after we get through the seasonal lows, typically we make a harvest low when that old crop hits town and we realize that there is some new crop coming in, we tend to make lows around that August, September timeframe. Would it be worthwhile to making investments into owning crops after that, right? So we have to sell that old crop. I could see why you might want to go buy call or call options or call spreads or something, because if there's a bull story, it's not June 2nd in corn. If there's a bull story, it's not June 2nd in soybeans. The wheat has a bull story. It's in Russia and Ukraine. We are not having a problem in the state of North Dakota with production with wheat. It is squishy in so many areas, but I do appreciate all the questions and comments. All right. Hey, Grow the Farm Up. I love that guy. I love that handle. He's been he's been chatting with us since we started this page. Thanks for chiming in tonight. I really appreciate it. Eastern Nebraska is not good. Not planted, rained out, replanting less than 50%. Planted in Cass County in areas. Thank you, Grow the Farm Up. Let's see if Lead Farms wants to comment. And Kale, you got to tell me where you are in the state again. I couldn't pick it out of a lineup right now. If you told me to come pick you up in the state of Nebraska, I might be off by 100 miles. So Kale, going to follow up there. All right, one more from Luke. Could wheat drag corn kicking and screaming back over 5? Oh, Luke, anything can happen, but the volatility in the options, they're not too excited. Wheat could go a lot higher, corn could go a lot higher, beans could go a lot higher. Everything has the opportunity to move. I'm cheerleading for higher prices, but the weight of this old crop, the weight of the production of what South America is doing to us, it's it's interesting. All right, let me see here. One more from Kale. How many guys will switch from planting corn to beans? One reason beans are down tonight. Very good point, Kale. There's definitely some people who are going to give up on corn here in the next 5 to 10 days, and we make it an optimal, perfect weather scenario where it's like, oh, great, it's June 5th and the weather's perfect. I'm not PPing it. I'm planting beans. Makes sense. Okay, one more from Grow the Farm Up. I would concede Nebraska looks better than farther eastern states. Thank you. All right. That is the most questions or comments we've ever had. And this is why I think Sunday night is a great time to go live. I learned so much from you all out there, clients, customers, friends, social media people, whatever. All good stuff. We appreciate it. All right. Real quick before we get out of here tonight, if you need anything, give us a call. Let me run that banner. Giving away 2 American flags tonight. How do you get your American flag? 1-855-737-FARM or emails info at ATI ProMedia. Giving away some flags tonight. Other breaking news, of course, we would love to see you at our meeting here. Connor B. and the gang, you are invited to a live trading of ATI ProMedia Thursday, June 13th, and we're having a marketing meeting. This meeting is going to go from about 8:30 to 3 o'clock. You're going to get to see the corporate office, go see the guys who trade commercial grain. Some of our central Illinois farmer marketing brokers will be doing live taping. One of the live tapings will be for ATI ProMedia, free edition that we have at 9, and one will be for the premium clients. That should be the fun one where we have professionals like Nate, Mangold, and other commercial brokers who are going to do Q&A. We'll have Brian Basting there from research, and I believe we may have Cesar Cruz, who's just Dr. Cesar Cruz, just a wealth of information and has literally hundreds of contacts in South America. All right, big announcement for tonight. Advanced Trading, ATI Pro Media is now on Acres TV. If you're out there, if you don't have Acres TV, go ahead and give them a look. If you have any of these devices or any of these streaming devices, download the Acres TV app and you can catch ATI Pro Media live or a recording. You could do that on YouTube too. With that, there's a lot of good stuff on that Acres TV. Y'all are farmers and you love agronomy. And there's a ton of good agronomy channels on there, whether it be the Ag PhD or other people are even growing corns on there, which growing corn doesn't swear on Acres TV, which is a miracle in itself. So if you believe in miracles, if you know growing corn from TikTok, you see him on Acres TV. How he does the one version versus the no swear is beyond me, but great guy, great channel. I love learning about agriculture. I don't have a farm, but I'm learning about farming and everything else. I'm a markets guy, a board of trade guy, a Merc guy down in Valparaiso, Indiana, about an hour from Chicago. I actually never go into Chicago for anything unless it's for dinner or a Cubs game. But, we have it all here. So if I wanted to trade any of the corn futures, any of the futures across the board, I could trade them. If I wanted to trade anything else, B-Huck in the house, coming in live. Thank God, someone to bail me out. What's up, buddy?
Hey, man, how's it
Am I
going?
glad to see you?
Happy Sunday. You got a lot of people watching, Tommy. I couldn't miss out on the party.
You selfish, self-centered little Brady Huck joining on. He's like, and he'll tell everyone at work tomorrow. We had 307. Who's this we? Right, what's going on? Hey, I like your green screen. Brady Huck going solo. Nice. I like your green screen.
Yeah.
How'd you get that?
Just nature, buddy. Nature. Beautiful nature in Kansas. Yeah. I had to drive to go find it. But
we got happy to see you.
Yeah, we got the sun setting here in Kansas. We got some storms on the horizon. It's been a good few days here. We've got an inch of rain yesterday. Places had a half an inch to 2 inches the other day, the day before. So things got wet. This pond right behind me, Tommy, I had to drive and see it. Mm-hmm. This pond was dry 2 days ago. And here we are.
That's good news for you, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Got some grass coming, got some moisture. It's great to have some moisture here. So absolutely.
When will you start harvest? When you think of the state of Kansas in wheat, when will you start harvest? Educate this city boy here.
Yeah, well, it ranges every year, but usually, it just depends what type of June weather you have. Got some buddies, some customers that run harvest crews there in Oklahoma right now. South Central Kansas will, it's probably, days or weeks away, just within, 5 to 10 days. But it's really progressing north. The wheat's turning fast. It's gotten that golden harvest ready color to it. And harvest will be here pretty quick, especially if the temps get back up there in those 90 degrees. And I think this rain's a little too late to save this southern, do any much benefit to southern wheat. There's been some wheat that's been zeroed out. But for the row crops, your cotton, your milo, your beans and corn, any dryland fields that are out here, non-irrigated, it's going to get those things off to a great start here. But huge moisture this weekend
for the cattle guys. Is there a person with cattle anywhere in America who's not excited about all this grass that's going to grow from the rain?
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, you look at western Nebraska, the Dakotas, and now if you get a little help in Texas Panhandle and Southwest Kansas, it's exciting, especially with the markets we got. It's hard to get back in though, Tommy. It's if you're looking to buy some
cattle. Talk to me like I'm in third grade. Right, what do you mean get back in? What are we getting in? The candy store in the cattle business? Talk to me like I'm a little kid.
Yeah, I'll try. Yeah, it
won't be hard.
Buying cows, these whether it's a 2, 3, 4-year-old as prime replacement cattle, it takes time to get a heifer. You keep a heifer back. You're going to breed her this year. She's going to have a calf next year, and she'll have a marketable calf, 2 years from now. So it's a long time to tie up capital to pay for that animal. It just takes a while to it's a big investment, and you got to have the confidence that I'm going to have the grass. Am I going to have the be able to handle the cash flow of it all? And if you've cut back on your herd, it just takes time to get back in it, Tommy.
Yeah. Hey, if only I knew a guy. Talk about a perfect moment for an infomercial. If only I knew a guy who sold LRP. Can you tell us about this on a serious note? And I mean, you really did pass the test in all these states. So when I see you, big big birthday party, cake, candles, the whole deal. A
Yeah.
lot of people, you know what they call the doctor? It's just lightning behind you. You be careful. You know what they call the doctor who graduated last in his class?
Who's that? A doctor?
Doctor. They call him Doctor. Brady Huck with LRP. Tell
Yeah.
us how you're using LRP to manage risk in all seriousness.
No, yeah, it's a great product, great tool, foundational floor. I mean, we've got the record cattle feeder cattle index in front of us today, and those are deferred months. The record print on the feeder cattle index
Oh, we lost Brady. He
was printed
here he comes back up.
back.
Brady's breaking up a little bit. Hey, Braid.
Am I back?
Yeah, put your left arm up in the air so you can get better cell signal. Hold on, you'll come back. All right. Brady's freezing up a little bit. Yeah, you're coming back. You're coming back. Go ahead and try talking again because you were just saying something. Doggone it. We're losing them. All right. Brady.
They go silent here. Radio silent.
Hold on. I'll go full screen on my mug, but you try to talk. All right. I hate to see you frozen up. It looked like you had a stroke or something. You made me nervous. Oh, Brady Huck. There he is.
Can you hear
Look
me,
at
Tommy?
this. Yeah. That's a much better picture of you. Go ahead.
Can you hear me, Tommy?
Yes, sir. Check.
Okay.
Roger. I hear you.
Well,
Yes, sir.
LRP is a great foundational floor. Yeah. So setting it up, establishing the floor price on your cattle, great foundational risk management tool. We got the feeder cattle index that's record print is 254.10, and you can go out and protect levels that are better than that today with LRP. And what a better spot to start than a record feeder cattle index print. That's just, to me, it just makes a lot of sense to go out there and protect that, especially if you're putting the cash up to, buy those heifers and protect the babies they're going to have out in a year. It just makes a lot of sense.
Hey, Brady, while I got you on, and doggone handsome alert to you, let's do a bull bear debate in cattle. I got the bull and bear spinning. You're having a little technical difficulty, but you know what that bull and bear, and you are a resident cattle expert because you really do have cattle and you really do hedge them, and you do sell LRP, so you know what the heck you're doing. Bull bear debate in cattle. I don't know that I have any side at all. I'll start with the bull side. Stock market's acting well. Every time it looks bad, the stock market comes back. People have money, people have jobs. I do feel like cattle's a little expensive when you go to the store, but there are alternatives. If you can't afford steak, you can definitely afford pork, right? And there are alternative proteins. What makes you bullish or bearish in the cattle market?
Well, I can see both sides. I think, as a producer, I'm gonna be the opposite side of the coin and be the contrarian to any. I want you to benefit from higher prices, but by golly, I don't want you to get hurt. That's how you and I get fired. It seems like is if we stare at these record prices and tell you not to do something, and the market falls apart. That's when you and I get in trouble.
Right.
So, yeah. From the bearish side, I think we're gonna have at these prices. You're gonna lose export business, and you got competing meats, competing proteins, and people are gonna make choices. And yeah, we still may go get the ribeyes when we want to get ribeyes, but we may use a little more ground beef, use a little more pork. I'm not gonna use much chicken unless my wife makes me. But
Yeah.
high prices cure high prices. We're at 250 feeders, not $1.50 feeders. This cow herd can build back in a hurry. I think maybe we underestimate how quickly we can build it back. We think it takes some time. It does take time to build it back, but don't underestimate the ability for the American rancher to invest in the future.
I'm going to go with one more bullish thing on the feeder market. You ready? Bull bear debate, talking cattle. When there is this much grass out there, it absolutely kills a cattleman not to have and go buy cattle. Is that a true statement?
Great point, Tommy. That green grass, you got to go harvest it. You and I can't eat it, and we got to put a cow out there to go graze it. And in an empty pasture, it's hard to let them sit idle. Absolutely. Yep. That's if there's green grass, we're gonna put some cows out there. We like to own cows. And a bearish point to argue out there is there's a lot of people that are willing to be cowboys for free. We love the lifestyle, we love the business. It's a business for many people. But there's some people that they're willing to like me. I want to raise cattle. It's something I enjoy, it's something I want to do. And I don't have to make money at it every day. And I think there's more people out there willing to do that.
Real quick, I'm gonna I'm gonna go solo on me, but I want the people who are just joining. Try to turn on your camera again. You with that background,
Yeah.
it's just beautiful. And it was getting. Oh yeah, you're looking good, kid. We get you back on here. Hold on, Brady Huck. Yeah, you're a little blurry, but oh yeah, when you were on, it's like a beautiful sunset on one side, and I saw a streak of lightning on the other, and I thought it was a green screen. But you say you're actually outside. I go run through that puddle so we know it's real.
I ain't
You
doing that.
do it too.
There's snapping turtles out there, Tommy. I ain't going through
Oh,
that.
there's all types
It
of
was
risk in farming.
yeah, bone dry 2 days ago. Bone dry.
Good stuff.
And
Hey, since you came on, we had a bunch of questions come on. Maybe you could help them with me because I've never seen this many questions in my life. So let's see if
Help 'em
B Huck
up,
and
yeah.
let's all right, here we go. Tony G. Is it my imagination or did managed money funds move much less short? I think when he says much less short, like they were really short and they lifted them in beans and wheat and they were starting to lift their funds dramatically, their shorts. The funds were lifting their shorts dramatically in corn. If I didn't know better, they're piling back in corn at a pretty good rate. And if they sniff out that this crop's okay and demand's not good, how much less corn gets used because the cattle have grass? It's not, is it anything we should be scared of?
Nah, you're gonna. I mean, the lower numbers on feed, the lower feed supply, fed cattle supply, will impact that. The grass, that's seasonal grazing. We're gonna graze the pastures, but the number of cattle in feed yards, 12 million head, 11 million head, is it 10.5 million? That's what kills the cattle corn demand. But
And then we're losing birds. We're losing layers. We're losing birds, bird flu, turkeys. There, I want to say like one of the largest poultry barns caught on fire this weekend. I saw a tweet. I can't confirm where that was, but I did see that. Great points there. All right, Tony, the funds. I think there was a group of people out there who thought the funds were going to go from really short to neutral to really long. That is not happening. Maybe they have a reason to add to some of their longs, but if the funds are getting bullish, you want to sell your old crop to them, your new crop, you want to protect, you want to do all that other good stuff. All right, we lost Brady. Hey, B Huck, I'm going to kick you off because you're a little fuzzy, but I love you. And I'll see you on the morning show in the morning. All right. See you, bud.
Yeah, see you, Tommy.
All right. See you. All right. Brady Huck popping in out of nowhere makes my day. All right. We'll give him the boot. Lead Farms, Northeast Nebraska is wet, FYI. Very good. Grow the farm up. It's like, hey, Kale, you need to leave your house once in a while and actually go driving around. No, I know what he's saying. Dodd Family Farms and Hydrus was put on last fall. Not sure about switching 10 corn acres to beans, maybe planting corn, chopping for silage, or feeding out spring calves. Good point. Dodd Family Farms right there. There was a lot of fall work done. And remember the spring when it turned 80 degrees? We got a lot of work done then also. So we had plenty of time to get fall work done. And then, yes, if that anhydrous is on there, there's not going to be we got some emojis from Lead Farms. All right, folks, we've had a good night. I thought I was going to go for 15 minutes. I lied, 54 minutes. This is Tom Grisafi, Advanced Trading, ATI ProMedia. We'd love to have you over on the premium side, and we have some exciting news that we are all on. If you miss this show ever, you can let me see here. Oh, I got to click that. If you miss this show, you can catch us on run the places you can catch us. Gina G with this little video, all the places you could catch us, and we're real excited. Starting tomorrow, you can catch us on Acres TV. Here, if you missed a show, you want to see a replay, either video-wise or vocally, catch us on these 4 platforms.
Thanks for joining us. If you'd like to watch more episodes, you can find us on YouTube, Acres TV, or you can listen to us on Apple or Spotify.
Well, that's Gina G, my bride. We made her do that in front of the green screen. By the 7th take, she had it pretty much down. She'd kill me if she said she's watching. I don't know. I'm a little confused. She says she's watching, but she's texting me at the same time. So she knows how much that aggravates me. Maybe she just likes to aggravate me. Folks, from the bottom of my heart, from all the good folks at Advanced Trading ATI ProMedia, thanks for tuning in tonight. Tommy Grisafi, Valparaiso, Indiana. 400 people. We just hit 400. Makes my night. If you missed out, there is still time. Give us a call. Email us free flag. We have flags. How do you get a flag? 1-855-737-FARM or email us info@ATI ProMedia. Then the deal is once you get that flag, you have to send us a picture so we see old stars and stripes up there flying at your farm. All right, we're going to close the show. Gina G is going to wrap it up. Don't forget to click, like, and subscribe. We want to see you subscribing to this channel. Tell a friend about the live stream. We will see you all tomorrow at 9 a.m. Good night.
Thanks for joining us. We're here every day, 9 a.m. Central. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.